They say money talks, but when Floyd Mayweather walks into a room, it screams. Diamond chains, armored trucks, and stacks of $100 bills like confetti. This isn't just a lifestyle, it's a spectacle. But lately, the shine has dulled, and what used to dazzle now draws suspicion. The question hanging in the air isn't just how much money Floyd has left, it's what he's hiding behind the gloss. Because when the cameras aren't rolling and the crowds go home, the man who built an empire on perfection finds himself tangled in a storm of lawsuits, financial smokescreens, and a public war with his own past. Buckle up, because what's happening behind Floyd Mayweather's velvet curtain is anything but quiet. It all began when Jimmy Kimmel, with his trademark smirk and a twinkle of mischief, turned his late-night spotlight directly onto Floyd Mayweather's chest-thumping lifestyle. What started as a few casual jokes quickly escalated into a full-on verbal punch. Kimmel mocked the constant parade of exhibition fights, the self-made narratives about billion-dollar portfolios, and the gaudy social media displays. But this wasn't just harmless banter. It touched a nerve. Within hours, Mayweather hit back, with that signature mix of bravado and venom, claiming no comedian could ever touch his throne. The moment exploded online, sparking a tidal wave of memes, debates, and more importantly, questions. If Floyd was really that secure, why did Kimmel's words cut so deep? Why did this jab, out of all the noise, feel like a direct threat to his empire? And then came the smoke around his so-called real estate empire. Mayweather boldly claimed ownership of a $402 million real estate portfolio in the heart of Manhattan, something that would put him among elite tycoons and serious moguls. But that story quickly began to unravel. Property databases revealed no such holdings in his name. In fact, analysts and real estate insiders began picking apart the claim, pointing out that even if he had a minor stake through a shell company or a pooled investment, it wouldn't come close to the empire he was advertising. It was the financial equivalent of shadowboxing. Lots of movement, but nothing landing. Mayweather may have dressed it up like a slam dunk deal, but behind the curtain, there were whispers that he was desperately trying to maintain the illusion of wealth that may not exist at the scale he promotes. Then came a move that had everyone scratching their heads. Floyd decided to rent a lavish 5-bedroom, 7-bathroom duplex in the Baccarat Hotel, smack in the middle of Midtown Manhattan. The price tag? A jaw-dropping $100,000 per month. The apartment is undeniably luxurious, with panoramic views, crystal chandeliers, and concierge services that cater to royalty. But critics and fans alike couldn't help but wonder, why rent at that price if you supposedly own a multi-hundred-million-dollar real estate portfolio? Why not live in one of your own buildings? To some, it screamed branding, another set piece in the Mayweather illusion machine. To others, it reeked of desperation, a flashy distraction from the whispers that his financial throne might be built on sand. But the shine doesn't just wear thin in the business world. Floyd's personal life has been shadowed by darker, more damaging headlines. Over the years, he's faced multiple lawsuits from former partners accusing him of domestic violence, emotional manipulation, and even threats of blackmail. These aren't one-off accusations. They're a chilling pattern that stretches back over a decade. Former fiancée Chantel Jackson and the late Josie Harris both brought forward legal claims painting a haunting portrait of control, abuse, and emotional trauma. These allegations haven't just damaged his public image. They've begun to eat away at the very mythology that Floyd built his brand on. For a man who once proclaimed himself TBE, the best ever, these court documents are a bitter contrast to the highlight reels and champagne toasts. Still, Floyd marches on, not in the ring against legitimate contenders, but in exhibition, bouts that blur the line between circus and sport. Whether it's YouTubers, influencers, or unknown MMA fighters, Mayweather keeps stepping into the ring, not to chase legacy, but to chase checks. And those checks, by all accounts, are still sizable. But for many fans and boxing purists, this new chapter feels like a betrayal. Oscar de la Hoya didn't hold back, calling these exhibitions embarrassing and accusing Mayweather of turning a proud sport into a cheap sideshow. The man who once dazzled audiences with his technical brilliance now dances around no names, in meaningless fights, chasing relevance more than greatness. In response to the critics, Mayweather remains defiant. He argues that he's rewriting the rules, not breaking them. Why take real damage when you can earn 8 figures without breaking a sweat? He says this isn't a fall, this is evolution. And in his world, success means never having to fight for free. He points to the numbers, the headlines, the continued demand to watch him perform. He insists that he's simply playing chess while everyone else is still figuring out checkers. But as the spectacle grows bigger and more absurd, it begs the question, what exactly is he trying so hard to prove? And maybe that's the heart of it all. Maybe Floyd Mayweather isn't just boxing ghosts in these exhibitions. Maybe he's fighting something much deeper. The fear of irrelevance, the insecurity of a fading spotlight, the gnawing anxiety that one day the crowd won't chant his name, the cameras won't follow his every move, and the illusion will crack. As the lights dim on one of the most complex and controversial figures in sports history, we're left wondering, is Floyd Mayweather still in control of the empire? He